Welcome back to another episode of Positivity Podcast. I'm your host, Grace, and welcome to my podcast. In today's episode is an advice episode. I had asked you guys on my Instagram stories what you wanted me to give you some advice on, and you guys delivered, so I will be answering some of those questions today. So, one of the first questions that I have gotten on my Instagram is how to not feel bad about your grades. Now, as somebody who has been to, you guys know, I'm homeschooled. I've brought it up in almost every single podcast episode, but for the newbies, I'm homeschooled and have been for 6 years. However, I have gone to a fair amount of public school in my life. I went to a public school in my elementary years, so I do know about grades, and I do know what it's like to fail some grades, not fail classes, but like fail a test or get a bad grade. But, okay, so my personal opinion on that is honestly just to try your best. That sounds very cheesy, but let me explain a little bit more. So I don't know what grades this person is getting, but my personal recommendation for that is to try your best. On test, so many times, I really I believe that if you study hard enough, your grades will improve, and even if they don't, that's okay. You just don't think so hard on yourself. Even if it's one grade that you get wrong on a test or a quiz or whatever, even just for the semester, don't take it to heart. You know you tried your best, and if that wasn't good enough, then that's the teacher's problem, not yours. And if you are so caught up on wanting to get amazing grades, I just say study, because honestly, studying can help you so much. Not memorizing everything, but just getting an idea in your mind of how to do different things helps so much. For example, I had and probably always will struggled with math when I was in school. Math was one of those subjects that was really, really difficult for me, and it still is to this day. But when I used to study in math, I honestly, because it was stuff that I wasn't necessarily paying attention and learning about, so it was a lot harder for me, but two, I got a bad grade in math one time. I had to have the positive mindset of it not getting the best of me. I don't define by grades, if that makes any sense. If you tried your best and you still got a really bad grade, don't take it personally, don't take it to heart, don't define yourself by that one grade. Rather, define yourself with all the rest of the positive grades that you've gotten over the past however long, whether that's the semester or the last test. Honestly, I get it. It's so hard to not define yourself by a grade. But if you just keep that positive mindset and that positive attitude, not defining yourself by a grade will be a lot easier it'll be a lot easier on your mind and your subconsciousness rather than worrying about a bad grade. Next one says, how do you manage friendships in school while everyone is busy and doing their own thing? Okay, that is a really good one, especially for me. So I don't know what your situation is or how busy you are, how busy your friends are, but I believe that you're never too busy to hang out with someone. If if your friends are that extremely busy, then I'm about to hit a little bit of a hard truth here. I don't know how much they want to hang out with you. Like, whoever's watching this and has having this issue, I bet you're an absolute amazing person. But if your friend, in my opinion, doesn't make time to hang out with you, even every once in a while, they're not a friend. Obviously, not just personally but like I'm sure a lot of people think that quality time is an important thing in a friendship, which it is. Quality time is so important, and just getting to talk to your friend is amazing to me. I have like 4 of my best friends who are absolutely amazing. All 4 of them are in high school. I've known 2 of them for 8 years. One of them for 2 years, and one of them for 4 years, and one of them for 3 years. So yeah, I have known my friends for a long time, but the 2 that I've known for 8 years, even though they're both in high school right now, we make time to hang out, even if it's just once a week. And making time to hang out with your friends is such an important thing for yourself, because spending quality time with someone lets you get to know them more, lets you just get to spend a load of time with them. I'm sorry, excuse the airplane. So I personally believe that managing friendships as a teenager can definitely be tough, but there's some easier ways to manage them and harder, and my easier way that I say that you should manage them is try to figure out either once a week, once a month, once every couple months, whatever, no matter how busy they are, make plans. Make plans with them, to see them, to hang out, to go eat, whatever those plans that you make may be. And I think that could help you a little bit more. Next advice question somebody asked is how to battle insecurities. Now, I just want to say that nobody's perfect. Everybody has an insecurity. So if you do, it's okay. You're not alone. I do. And I'm not perfect at learning how to not battle my insecurities yet. So just know that having insecurities is okay, and it's totally normal. But having insecurities isn't always a glorious thing. But making them a glorious thing they're not glorious, but glorious, just like a little bit more of a positive thing, is this. Now, mind you, this doesn't work for everybody. This is just what works for me, and maybe it'll work for you too. First thing is, it depends on which part of your body you're insecure about. I'm not gonna mention what my insecurity is, just because I feel like on the internet the internet's a very scary place, and that's another reason why I don't usually share much of my personal info online. The way that I battle that is usually just is to not compare myself to people that you see online. A lot of these Instagram models or celebrities, or quite frankly, influencers, who, like, when you promote body positivity, that's amazing, but they promote body positivity, and they have Botox, they have lip injections, which, don't get me wrong, that's fine, that they can do that. But if you don't want that, like myself, you don't have to compare yourself to them to think makes you feel pretty. You can be pretty without that stuff. And honestly, something that I do that is such a major thing to help me thinking positively about my insecurities is know what's on the inside. I know who I am, and just because I have insecurities doesn't mean that doesn't mean. Okay, so we had a little bit of a location change. I'm now here, but as I was saying, looking at someone on the internet and thinking they're pretty is totally different than comparing yourself to someone on the internet. I don't want to use anybody's like actual names, but your favorite celebrity or influencer might not look the same as you. Believe me, I have done my fair share of that, and to be honest, that's okay. It happens. It's life. But just know that you are beautiful inside and out. Know who you are, and you'll be okay. I promise. All right, the last question that we have is how to take care of ourselves. I think. Okay, the last question is how do we care for ourselves? How do we care for ourselves, give ourselves love, and give ourselves strength? Wow, that is a good question right there. So I'll answer them in the way that they were said. First one is how to love, or how to love, I think. Yeah, how to love. Honestly, okay. So if I'm being honest, like in the previous question, I used to not love myself because of my insecurities. And I kind of basically touched on it a little bit in the insecurities topic, but for the longest time, until I was probably 14, maybe 15, I'm 16 now, so I'm 16, almost 17. But for the longest time, when I was 13 and 14, I really didn't love myself. I thought that I was comparing myself to other people on the internet. Like I just mentioned, I was just thinking that I wasn't pretty and I wasn't good enough, and just doubting myself. And one thing that really helped me love myself is me. I realized the beauty that I have within myself, and I realized the beauty that others have within themselves, and that everyone's beauty is different, and that comparing yourself to others that you think is bringing yourself up is actually bringing you down, because nobody's the same and everybody is so different, and that's what makes you beautiful, and that's what makes you love yourself. I realized that even though for the longest time I didn't love myself, I had just such an amazing support system. My friends were seriously the best support system ever. My other co-host on this podcast, Emma, not Grace, but Emma, was such a huge support system in my life when I was going through some really hard things. So yeah, those are some recommendations that I have. Okay, next is how to love yourself, how to care for yourself. Okay, next one says how to care for yourself. Now, this can work for many different people, for many different things. One thing that I do to care for myself is, if it's a nice, sunny, and kind of warm day, so like in the springtime is when it'll start up again, is if I'm upset or mad at anyone, I go for a nice bike ride, and it'll probably be a drive soon, because since I get my license soon, it can be drive. But I just go out and give myself the space to just calm down and relax. Go on a bike ride, possibly drives soon, and I bring my headphones with me on my bike, and when I go for a drive, I'll have like the radio. But I just listen to music. I listen to soothing music that I love, and it calms me down when I'm angry. Even when I'm upset, I just come up here in my room and just stay away from people and watch YouTube, because that is also something that helps me calm down a lot, is watching my comfort YouTubers and the people that I love. So that for sure helps me personally with care for myself. So I would love to know what you guys want to do. I would love to know what you guys do for self-care. So put it in the comments below, because I'd love to know your tips, and I'm sure this person who sent this question would also love to know what you do. And if you want to know, if you want to be notified and updated every time I post a new video, please subscribe. It helps me out so much, and you could always change your mind later if you choose to. But the last question is how to give us strength. Now, my cheesy, but it's not cheesy, my cheesy answer is I'm religious, so that's what gives me strength. However, I know that everybody is not religious and doesn't want to be religious, and that's fine. So, besides my religion, something else that gives me strength is hanging out with the people that I love. When I hang out with the people that I love, it builds me. It builds me up physically and, quite frankly, emotionally, because the people that I love and that I like hanging out with build me up. They don't bring me down. And the more they build me up, the more I get stronger to do this. They all supported me when I said that I wanted to do this. And they still support me, even though they're not like involved, but they're just being good friends. They build me up and they give me strength. And my family gives me strength in many other ways. My parents build me up in so many different ways, and so does my sister. So I personally think it's if you don't want to consider it religion, then I personally believe that it's the people in your life who you surround yourself with, who gives you strength. So remember that. But that's all for today. That's all for today. Let me know, guys, if you want a part 2. That's 4. Let me know if you guys want a part 2, because I will totally do another one of these. And remember, if you want to participate in these, go follow my Instagram. It'll be in the description below so that you can be a part of these next time. And I will see you guys soon. Bye!